Well, I really got started in the mid-70s when my two boys started in the junior basketball. I was heavily involved in football prior to that, but when they started, I started coaching. Then I started coaching the state under-20s men's team for 5 years, and after that I'd been president in Burnie for 18 years. President of the Northwest Basketball Union for 31 years and president of Basketball Tas for 6 years, but I'd been on the board for 14. It was rewarding from the point of view of coaching juniors. Basically, to start with, the Burnie under-14s had been to 10 Australian championships. Back in those days, the club teams went, not regional teams. So Burnie had been 10 years in a row and I coached 4 of those. And then I progressed to the state under-20 team and had 5 years there. One highlight I always consider, in 1982 when coaching the state under-20s, we beat Victoria at Nowra, and they had Andrew Gaze in the lineup. So, I took that as one of the better rewards. Well, I coached the juniors basically from 76 through to 2000, and usually 2 Burnie teams a year, as well as your state teams. The rewarding part there was we had people like Mark Radford came through our ranks, Anthony Stewart. So they're just a couple of the boys that progressed. We had others that were good enough to go to the Institute. Like Mark and Stewie now are still putting in and coaching at a very high level. So to me, that's rewarding. We developed it so that each association had boys and girls in under 12s, 14s, 16s, 18s and 20s. So we had 64 junior teams along the coast in competition each weekend as well, and then the senior rosters as well. So it was, and each team was very parochial and played the game, pretty hard, and it was rewarding that the basketball was held in high regard on the coast. My time as BTAS president also included going to Basketball Australia meetings, and so that was rewarding to meet those people at the top of the tree of basketball in Australia, and people like Adrian Hurley, who coached the Boomers, and all those sort of people. To mix with them, to me, was just an honour. My wife, I've got to give her a lot of credit. She was manager for a lot of the junior teams, and the boys were involved right through, and then they went their own way. But no, the family's been very supportive. JackJumpers have done extremely well in their first 2 years, and almost pinched the prize in the first year, but I do enjoy the NBL now, yeah. Reading and a little history on it, and I think it's a great idea, and it's a reward for people like myself, and I've noticed some of the other names that are there, and they've been competitors of mine through the years, and it's great for them to be recognised, and I think it's a wonderful idea. It's something that basketball hasn't had. We haven't had a sort of an honour roll for those that have done this sort of thing.